Hey, what's going on, guys? Zach here, drafting with the Hick, and this is right after the downtime on the 4th. So if we do happen to win one of these bad boys, we get a QP. So I'd love to get a QP. I'd love to at least start that way. So yeah, it is a downer this week. My Dallas Cowboys sucked the big one, and they're out, done, out of the playoffs. Couldn't do it when it counted. So. Sad to hear that, but whatever. Time to rebuild and get a whole new set of cornerbacks because everybody outside of Mike Jenkins sucks. But I digress. Today, I want to open some money and win a draft. I don't know if. That's weird. The Qs keep disappearing and reappearing. You'll notice the ISD4 booster seal just left. And there it is again. Hopefully our Q doesn't leave and come back. Anyway, we'd love to find something good. There's a lot of good cards in these sets. Even the uncommons have some value to them. Dismember, very good card. Beast Within, very good card. So what have you guys been up to? Basketball has started. My basketball team's not doing great, but they're starting to turn it around some. The Mavs are 2-4, which is not good, but this early in the season, it doesn't really matter. They should turn it around. They beat the best team the other night, the Oklahoma City Thunder, by 10. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about that yet. As far as life goes, it is now after New Year's, and everyone's getting back to work, so that's a lot of fun. Not. I'm actually out sick today. I'm really not feeling great, but I figure since I'm out, why not do some kind of work and record a draft? I know this is the fun kind, but SOM block, definitely a fun block. I'm surprised these don't fire more often. I know it's only 4322, but it's definitely a good time. Love it if this thing would fire. Test. I hope. I have a really bad luck as far as joining these drafts and getting disconnected, so excuse me while I just make sure I'm still online and stuff like that while I'm in this queue, because it's no bueno when that happens. It's actually happened 2 in the last 3 drafts. Alright, so we should be getting ready to fire. We're at 7. One more for the magical 8. 888. Or not. Or we could just sit at 7 for a long time. There we go. Alright, guys. Okay, well this is a pretty damn good pack. I think we pretty easily have to take the Dismember here. It's just the best card in the pack. There's some other good cards, like Ingester's hot. Fresh Meat's decent. I wouldn't pick it first, even a foil. Wellspring's good for all decks. Glissa's Scorn I mentioned last time. Very, very solid card. Soul Eater's good too. Even if you're not blue, I like Soul Eater. Just because it's like 2 for 2. So we'll take the Dismember and not even worry about it because, hey, I barely ever get them. Okay. I think we're going to end up taking the removal because Gutshot's really good. It's actually worth $2. Another one of the expensive uncommons. Someone probably got a pretty solid rare or mythic because other than that I can't imagine why you wouldn't take this. Other cards of note in the pack are the Foil Spine Thopter, which is always solid. The Soul Eater again. The Membrane's actually okay. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the other stuff's definitely tier 2, like Vicious Destruction and Slash Panther. They're just too expensive to be pick this early. Wow, another good removal spell. So we could start looking at red-white, considering Dispatch is here, and that's a pretty big symbol. It's like, hey, nobody wants one of the best removals in the set. We can play Dismember off-color. As you see, it's Phyrexian mana. Same with Gutshot, so we could be black-white, but definitely Dispatch is the best card in this pack. By a pretty good distance. I'd be happy to have the Priest, the Mine, or the Soul Eater table, because that's kind of what we're looking at right now is red white or maybe black white. I don't really know, but Dispatch is a pretty solid symbol. Jeez, and there's a Beast Within. It's like every good uncommon in the set I've gotten in succession. I think we're going to take Alloy Mirror here, though. It's good, it's an artifact, and it produces mana of any color. Seems solid. There's a Vault Scourge. That's probably going to be the best card here. That card's good. Misstep's fine. This is really every good uncommon in succession. We've gotten Dismembered, Gutshot, Dispatch, Beast Within, now Mental Misstep. This is pretty nuts, but yeah, obviously we want the cards that we want to play here moving forward, and that would be Vault Scourge. Plus, we want to turn that Dispatch online, and Vault Scourge and Alloy Mirror are good ways to do that. I really like Alloy Mirror. I barely ever get to get one of these, because, you know, any deck can run this. So 5 picks in, I think we have solid cards thus far. So I have been playing a ton of Modern Warfare. When I say a ton, I mean a ton. We're actually getting ready to hit Prestige 6, which is pretty funny. On this pick here, it's between the Implant and the Dogs. And I have to admit, I'm kind of leaning toward the Implant just because it's so good and its removal. And my black's actually looking pretty good. Shriek Raptor's okay. I think Shriek Raptor is okay. Yeah, it's 5 mana, but it's not a bad card. And black does have a lot of infect stuff. So, yeah, 2/3 flyer. It's really a 4 power flyer if you think about it, with infect being, you know, 10 points of damage. There's a Lost Leaning. Cool. All right. Well, we're getting a little bit of a semblance of where we want to go. Wellspring seems good. Definitely playable anyway. Okay. Here's the membrane table. It's another artifact, and it has some use, some utility. You can play that for 1 mana, and a defender for 1 mana with 0/3, and it kills whatever their best guy is. Wow, another Lost Leaning. That's pretty cool. We might really be able to do some kind of black-white infect thing. I don't really know what we're going to be past the rest of the draft here, but our first 11 cards are, I'm pretty happy with them. I don't think, like, people realize how good this card is. It's a 2 mana 2/1 Infector, which is really a 2 mana 4 power. I mean, with an empty board, that is. So if we get enough removal, we can really stomp some face. Someday I'll get ballsy enough to play something like this, because it would be really hilarious. I don't think that day will be today, though. Alright. Let's go ahead and just take out the... Yeah, that might be a card to side in, to tell you the truth. If we're Rocket Infect and we play up against an Infect deck, we can play that for colorless. If you noticed, it was 3 and a red Phyrexian. So, yeah. Alright, let's get a Sword of Feast and Famine here. That's what I'd like. Okay, I think Sangromancer is a pretty easy pick right here. It's not infect, but it's really good. It's a 3 power flyer for 4 that has huge benefits. I don't think there's much thought in that pick. It's not the mythic we were hoping for, but it's definitely a good rare in our colors. So that's all you can really hope for. Spread the sickness. It's very good. Very, very good. Very good. I think it's the best card in this pack, even though there are 2 uncommons in our colors. This is pretty much better than almost any uncommon. So, yeah, good card. Then again, we see a card that we might want to play, hopefully at tables, but we'll take the card that we know won't table, and that is Spread the Sickness. Because we're taking it. So what's our cost look like? Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. There are several good cards here. As far as out of color, the Flame Lord Flame Fiend is pretty ridiculous. I'd love to play that if I could. Sadly, I don't think I can. White's just good enough where I don't want to sacrifice it for something like that with Dispatch, and that's really it, sadly. I wonder if I do want to sacrifice it for that. No, because there are cards in our colors that we can play. Like Septic Rats or Master's Call. I think Master's Call fits our deck better with the Dispatch. Hopefully we can get more cards that, do things. Love the Core Prowler or the Septic Rats to table. I'd pick either one, but here we're going to take the Master's Call. And then the Phyrexian Rager. Seems pretty good. 3 mana card advantage. Quicksilver Geyser really shouldn't be in this pack right now. That card's one of the better commons in MBS, I think. Wow. Why is that sitting here? That thing is a beat. I don't think people really want to play against this. I don't know why they're letting that go so late. Pick 6 Juggernaut. Seems hefty. There's a Time Strike. That's solid. We'll definitely pick that up. That's something we'll play, guys. I have a feeling we'll have just enough Infect to make it annoying, especially with the 2 Spread the Sicknesses. Silver Skin Armor is pretty good. I know it turns into an artifact and it makes things like, but it's +2 if you have any Infect in your deck, so it's almost worth it. Plus, it's really good for turning on Dispatch. You only really need 2 artifacts on a creature. Doesn't matter if you have the 3rd artifact or whatever. Alright. I guess more Infect doesn't hurt. I mean, to reach critical mass, it's going to be kind of hard. What do we want? We have some good flyers here, so I really wouldn't want that Pistol Strike played against us. But this is really good against Infect guys. Then again, if I can't kill that, I suck, so it doesn't really matter. Metallic Mastery just seems scarier. I hate Horrifying Revelation. I know that might be a horrifying revelation to some, but I do. Alright, something delicious here. Let's get 1 mythic. Wow. This is such a good red pack. Arc Trail, Embersmith, and Shatter. This has really cards for everything except us. There is a Life Staff, which is good. There's a Still Infection, which is good. I think we'll take the Idol, which is probably the best card left in our colors. I hate passing the Arc Trail and the Genesis Wave, which both are just like Another ARC trailer. Are you kidding me? I think we take the Lash here, which is just so good with the Infect guys. That Ichor Claw Mirror would have been nice too, but... Alright. This is definitely a better pack here. The Revoke Existence is probably the best card in this pack. Replica, Painsmith, even the Relic, and this guy's so good. I mean, people always underestimate him, but yeah, it's not better than removal. Might be able to get this guy online. Master's Call, these guys. This turns people into an artifact. I think I'm going to take the Instill Infection. I do need creatures though. I'll take the Sun Chaser. He's a good win condition with my equipment. Livewire Lash. I had this in the last draft and it was really hot. Like it's just aggravatingly good. Alright, so here we got a really tough choice. We have Spell Bomb, Mirror, a Nim, and a Galvanic Blast. Why is a Galvanic Blast still in this pack? Whoever's red is getting ready to just own my face. Hopefully we don't play them. Which one of those three do we want? I really don't know. I think the Mirror, because it serves both purposes. It's Infect, Artifact, and a creature. For all three purposes, excuse me. So we'll grab that. The only playable card in the pack. She's initiative's pretty good. So is Bladed Pinions though. This guy we might be able to get online, so I'll snap that up. Well, the Genesis Wave tabled, and so did the Life Staff, which is pretty crazy, considering how good that Life Staff can be. I never got one Glint Hawk, which is pretty weird. We got the Idol, but no Glint Hawks, so... People still undervalue Disperse. So we do have a lot of removal. We have a lot of... We don't really have a ton of creatures. God, that's all horrible. Hopefully we could at least get past round one with this pool. This is not the worst I've ever seen. I've definitely had worse decks than this. Or at least worse available pools. I hope we don't have too many themes going on. We have like Infect, Metalcraft, which is pretty weird. Usually those two are far, far away from each other. This guy's good. I like picking him up here. Because the reason I like this guy more than maybe a lot of people do, there was an uncommon a couple of years ago, which was 5 mana, they lose 4 life, you gain 4 life. That's a pretty solid effect. But to have that on a 4/3 body, and the nice thing about that 4/3 body is that 5 mana spell, typically you're only going to play it at the most opportune time to have 3 artifacts on the board. It's not like a turn 2 quick play. So I like the vampires a lot. 29, so we got to drop some stuff. I think we're going to probably drop the Silver Skin Armor, the Wellspring, the Pinions, the Relic, Digester. It's 13 creatures, so what we got down here? We have, I'll count the Idol as a creature. I should count the Master Skull as a creature, but I'm really not. So I like 2 equipment better than 4 for sure. I'd really like to drop one more card. Problem is I don't really know what it would be. Tell you what, I'm going to pretend I'm dropping the Gut Shot. Let's add the land to make it 40, and we'll have a free 1 damage spell as the 41st. 9 and 8, seems good. Bam. Submit. Alright guys, seems hot. See you in round 1. Hopefully we do well.